It was the rain that kept him awake. That endless Pacific Northwest drizzle that blurred the windshield and drummed softly on the roof of Mark's car as he wound through the forest-lined back roads. He'd just finished a 2-day work trip in Seattle and decided to take the scenic route home. A mistake, maybe. He hadn't seen another car in 30 minutes. The fog had settled so thick, it felt like driving through milk. The radio was nothing but static. Cell signal was gone. And still the road went on. Narrow, black, and slick beneath his tires. Then she appeared. At first, he thought it was a trick of the mist, a shape half seen in the edge of the high beams. But as he crested a small hill, there she was, standing on the shoulder, thumb out. Rain soaking the hem of a pale dress that clung to her like silk. Mark's hands tightened on the wheel as he passed her. His foot hovered above the brake for 3 heartbeats. Then he sighed and pulled over. She didn't approach the car like someone afraid of strangers. No hesitation, no smile, just a quiet walk up to the passenger side window, where she stood still and dripping, waiting. He rolled the window down. "You okay?" he asked. "You need a ride?" Her voice was barely louder than the rain. "Yes, please, just past the bridge." He unlocked the door. She climbed in. She looked young, early 20s maybe. Pretty, but not in an obvious way, or like someone caught in the middle of a memory. Her skin was pale, lips a little blue from the cold, and her eyes dark and distant. They rarely blinked. The silence stretched. Mark tried to fill it. "You out here alone?" he asked. She didn't answer. He glanced at her again. Her hands were folded neatly in her lap. No purse, no phone. Just a small silver locket around her neck, glinting when the headlights bounced off it. Eventually she spoke. "It's not far. Just after the bridge." Her voice was even, careful, like someone used to saying the same sentence over and over again. The road twisted downward toward a rusted iron bridge spanning a narrow ravine. As they crossed, Mark noticed something strange. His GPS, which had been searching for signal all night, suddenly blinked on. For 1 second, then off again. He shook it off. "You live out here?" he asked. She nodded. "A long time ago." Mark frowned slightly. "Visiting family then?" She didn't answer. After the bridge, she leaned forward and pointed. "There." Yellow porch light. Mark saw it up ahead, dim and flickering, barely illuminating the edges of an old wooden house, tucked behind a line of drooping pine trees. He pulled into the gravel drive and parked. When he turned to her, the seat was empty. No sound. No door opening, no footsteps, just the faint scent of damp leaves and something colder. Something old. Mark's throat tightened. He stepped out of the car. The front porch creaked under his boots. He knocked once, then twice. The woman who answered looked like she hadn't slept in days. Her robe was wrapped tight around her. Her hair, once black, was mostly silver now. "I'm sorry to bother you," Mark said quickly. "I picked someone up on the road. She said she lived here. But when I got here, she was just gone." The woman's expression didn't change. She stared at him for a long moment, then quietly asked, "What did she look like?" Mark described her, the pale dress, the long wet hair, the locket. The woman's face crumpled. "She still wears that locket," she whispered. Mark blinked. Still, the woman stepped back, motioned him inside. The living room smelled faintly of cedar and old paper. On the mantel was a framed photo, a teenage girl with dark hair wearing the same dress. Mark moved closer. "That's her," he said. "That's the girl." The woman nodded. "Maria, my daughter." Mark stared at the picture. "She died on prom night," the woman said softly. "Car crash, just past the bridge. They say she lost control in the rain." "I'm sorry," Mark said as he turned to her. "She used to hitchhike. All the time. Drove me crazy." The woman smiled faintly with a hint of sadness, even after she got her license. She said people were nicer when you trusted them first. Mark glanced out the window toward the road. The rain hadn't let up. The woman's voice dropped. "You're not the first one to bring her home." Back in the car, Mark sat in silence. He didn't drive, didn't move. He just stared at the empty passenger seat, heart pounding in his chest. Eventually, he reached across and ran his fingers over the seat cushion. It was still warm. He never told anyone about it, not really, not in full. But he started driving other roads after that, avoided that turnoff past the bridge, avoided driving alone at night when the fog rolled in thick and low. Because sometimes even now he catches a glimpse, just at the edge of the headlights, figure standing on the roadside, waiting. And sometimes, even when he doesn't stop, the seat beside him feels not quite empty,